This is a really exciting day. To be formalizing this institute that has been the dream of so many for such a long time is really great. And Dr. Cutler, this was your dream. It took a lot of hard work. Carl Cutler probably kept me busier than anybody else over the years as things were done to develop the St. Petersburg College and make it the tremendously outstanding organization that it is today. But after watching some of these pictures, I think I do go way back. And I remember the first day that I was elected to the Florida State Senate. And a lot of folks gathered around at the victory party to congratulate me. And I said to them, what do I do next? And I'm not sure that I knew what I was going to do next. And I think that is the story of the why of this institute. For there are people in this room today who are serving and are serving well, and I'm very proud to serve with all of them. But there are others who may choose to serve in the future, whether they choose to serve in an elected capacity or in an appointed capacity or whatever. But it is not bad to know what it is you're about to do when you assume that responsible position. Now, in the Congress, when I first went to Congress, I had to ask several times, where's the men's room? Or where is this? Where is the clerk's office? I didn't know. Nobody told me. They didn't prepare me as a freshman to do my job. Well, we do things differently now. Now a freshman member of Congress goes to Washington, and they'll spend a week with their particular caucus, the Democratic caucus or the Republican conference, getting sort of a political indoctrination, and generally, where's the men's room, and how do you find the clerk's office, and things like that. And then after that period, the members are all invited to go to Harvard for a week at the expense of Harvard's Institute for Public Policy. I'm not sure that I agree with everything they learned at Harvard, because that tends to be a little bit to the left of me. But nevertheless, they do learn some things that they might not have learned otherwise. So what this institute is designed to do, the institute that we celebrate today, is to prepare people to understand what their government is about. You know, there are a lot of folks that don't really understand the importance of their government. For example, the mayor who tells the story, and I'm not going to say it was Janet Long when she was mayor of Seminole, but the mayor that tells the story about the person that called him at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, why hasn't my garbage been picked up today? And mayor said, I'm not really sure, but why don't you call the director of sanitation? And the caller said, oh yeah, I would have done that, but I didn't want to go quite that high. But they didn't realize that the mayor was a little bit higher. But this institute will prepare people who would like to be part of their government. And you know, our forefathers, those that we referred to as the founders of our constitutional republic, they understood that there was a need for government to maintain civility, to maintain stability, to have an organized way of doing the people's business. And so having a government is necessary. Having too much government is not a good idea. When the government tends to become more powerful than the people, then we have trouble. In our system, in our constitutional system, the people maintain the power. And through the Constitution and their elected officials, they actually then decide how that power is going to be used or controlled. Well, this institute has a tremendous opportunity to prepare people, young or old, or middle-aged, whatever, to prepare people to have a job that's appointed, to have a job that is elected, and to give them a little bit of a head start on what is that job all about? What are the responsibilities of that job? Now, the purpose of this institute is not to teach anybody how to run a political campaign. It is not intended to be political in any way, shape, or form. It is not intended to determine a person's political philosophy. It is just to help people understand our government, understand our Constitution, understand how laws are made and how laws are affected. So I'm really excited about this day. And Carl Cutler, I want to say to you, thank you very much for having given me the opportunity to work with you as you develop this dream, as you develop this what I think is going to become an extremely important program for Pinellas County and the Tampa Bay area. And I'm proud that you're here today. And I know when Senator Dennis Jones and his wife Susan were working to create the meeting that we're having today, and it took a lot of work to make this happen. You don't just get 300 people in a room just by making an announcement. It takes some time. Dennis, you did a really good job. But when we talked about the program and what the program should be, we both immediately came to the same conclusion, that without Carl being here, it's not going to be the right program. So Carl, Dennis, and I are very, very happy that you accepted the invitation. Dr. Law, you have a tremendous institution of learning here at the St. Petersburg College. It is, I think, unequaled in this type of a college anywhere in the country. And I do spend time, as has been said during the introduction, spend time with a lot of educational issues. And so you have a tremendous opportunity here to help an awful lot of people get an education that might not have been available to them without what is available here at St. Petersburg College. And as long as I serve in public office, you can be sure that whatever role that I play, that I will be here to be supportive, to be helpful in any way that I possibly can. And during the introduction, some of the things were mentioned that I was able to help do for the college. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but those were earmarks. Have you heard the word earmark before? Those were earmarks. Things that you and I decided was needed for our community, and we did them as earmarks. And all of a sudden, earmarks became a terrible, terrible thing in politics. But who needed US 19 more than the people of Pinellas and Pasco counties? To complete US 19, to complete US 19 took an earmark. It had to be, that's the way it had to be done, or we would still be saying, pray for me, I drive on US 19. Well, not all earmarks are that good. There are some earmarks that probably never should have been done, but some of these good things were done by earmarks. The members of Congress and the local community working through the Constitution to provide things that were necessary for the local community. Now, somebody wrote a speech for me, and here it is. And I don't know if anybody wants to read it or not, but I'm not going to read it. But whoever wrote it did a good job, I'm sure. And I want to close by saying that you met my family, members of my family who are here. A year ago, I had back surgery. Somebody dropped me on the floor 3 days after the surgery, and I had to have additional back repair. During my time in the hospital, believe it or not, I lost 50 pounds. A lot of folks say, gee, I wish I could. But I did lose the weight, but I lost 4 inches in height. I used to be a much longer guy. But I lost 4 inches when they had to fuse my back together. And that's the reason I walk with a cane, is just for my own stability and my own balance. My health is good, and I'm doing my job. And so far, my colleagues think that I'm doing my job as good as I ever did it, however good that is. But anyway, getting me through that period was my wife, Beverly. Beverly, would you please stand and let everybody take a good look at you? After a year of having to tend to most of my needs, spending 24 hours a day in the hospital with me 7 days a week, she stayed all day and all night, overnight. Before I could do things like tying my own shoes even, she tied my shoes for me. I can do all that stuff now, by the way. I can pretty much take care of myself, but I will never be able to thank my wife for the tremendous care that she has given me for this last year to make it possible for me to be here today, make it possible for me to be in Congress today, and to make it possible for me to do my job and do it effectively. Anyway, thank all of you for being here today. Thank you for supporting this great institution. Thank you for supporting St. Petersburg College. And God bless you, everyone.